Hey, Joe. Two questions. One, as you were coming back and rehabbing from injury, what was your level of confidence or doubt, either way, in terms of where you thought you would get?
It was pretty high. I mean, I think any athlete will tell you, I think you have to, create space for the ideal situation. I know I prepare, mentally, physically as well as possible to, give myself the opportunity to be back and healthy. And then it's kind of just, one day at a time. You keep checking boxes, you show up and you give everything you have on days that you don't feel like doing it. And you kind of just hope that things are going to fall where they should. But we got a really good training staff here that do a good job of, creating good programs, and making time for us. So I felt pretty confident.
What did you learn a couple of years ago in New York in that game about your ability to step up in really big situations? And tomorrow, one way or the other, one of these two teams' season will be in the balance and you'll have the ball.
Yeah, you try not to make too much of it. It's another game. Obviously, the stakes are a lot higher and there's a lot more, at stake. But, it's the same game we've played all year long. It's a team that we've seen before. It's just a matter of managing your emotions and staying in the moment and, not letting the fears and doubt and worry, sink in. It's a real thing. Everyone experiences it. But I think the longer you play this game, the better you get at managing that and trying to channel it, to benefit you.
On the right side, second row.
Hey, Fernando, it was 4 years ago today you had the bat flip against the Cardinals here. How much do you remember that game, and how much have you wanted to get back after watching what this team did in 2022?
I remember a lot of it, especially the emotions. But just looking forward to what we can do as a team this year. And, I feel like that part of that, what I did and back in those days is definitely going to be probably even better this time.
Fernando, you weren't a part of that 2022 run, so what do you expect from the atmosphere tonight? What do you expect from the crowd here at Petco Park?
It's going to be loud, just like it has been all season long. So I know it's not going to be no weird or different scenario than anything that I've seen before, but just looking forward to the energy and, what the fans are going to bring.
What do you expect from postseason baseball, maybe like in terms of the intensity on the field? And does 2020 prepare you for that at all now, given how different it was?
Yeah, but just my entire career, I feel like I've been prepared for that moment. So nothing different to do. Just show up and just play baseball the same way that you had played all your life.
Second row on the right.
Gracias, Fernando. El 2024, independiente de lo que pase ahora en los playoffs, ¿cómo lo vas a recordar en lo que llevas de tu carrera? Y la otra es, hace 2 años estabas viéndolo por televisión y ahora vas a ser parte de los playoffs. ¿Cómo te sientes?
Simplemente contento y agradecido de que poder estar aquí con el equipo, una oportunidad de playoff. Y nada, contento, mirando hacia lo que podemos hacer, la oportunidad que tenemos aquí con este equipo. Y nada, mirando hacia el futuro.
Come back to AJ on the left side.
Joe, Mike joked yesterday that he picked the playoff rotation out of a hat. You guys are you finished the season really strong. What does it say about the group that, like, Darvish is in the bullpen and Martin Perez, I know he pitched Sunday, but he's not on the roster. Like, to have those guys, potentially as this thing progresses, what that could mean for this team.
Yeah. I think if you look at the way that it's lined up now, it's probably a lot different from what people would have expected it to be at the start of the year. Part of that is the time that you missed. Maybe he's not quite as sharp as he'd want to be, or innings-wise, pitch count-wise, built up as much. But King's another guy that, I don't think anybody expected to get as much as we've gotten out of him this year. Not to discredit anything that he's done, but just simply the fact that he's been a reliever the last couple of years. He has started in the past, but to, make that big of an inning jump in his first year and, be as quality as he's been is, I think it's, exceeded anyone's expectations. He's been the most reliable, the most consistent. He's been healthy all year, and I think we're all, really happy with him taking the ball in game one. I think the way that, myself and Cease have thrown along with King down the stretch here has been, pretty good, and probably could have ran us three out there in any order and felt good about it. But I think we all feel confident with Mike taking the ball. he's a really smart guy, pitches to his strengths, and does a good job game planning for lineups. So it's helpful for us to sit back and watch him work in game one and, see how he attacks the guys, see some of the tendencies of the other hitters. But I think we feel really confident with the three that we're running out there. And, I'm sure Darvish would love to be in that mix. Martin would love to be in that mix, but it's kind of, shows a little bit of our group again. Guys will, do whatever's needed, to move on. So this is kind of the way that it worked out based on, a number of different things. But I think we feel confident with the guys who are running out there.
Joe, obviously, for the most part, the results since you've come back have been really, really good. Just wondering what you feel like the keys have been for you the last month or so.
Yeah, I think just allowing myself the time to get where I need, not going in there. And in the past, I've had injuries and come back, and I've tried to do a little too much with a small pitch count and, ended up not getting the progression work that I needed because I was so focused on getting deep into the game and being as efficient as possible that I didn't use my pitches in a fashion that I typically would, and I didn't prepare them properly. I've always been a kind of, cross that bridge when we get there kind of guy. With my rehab as well, like the first question, about not knowing what was going to come from the injury and if there was concern, I don't really have a whole lot of that. I just do things that I know I need to do to get ready and, take a day at a time. So, yeah, I honestly don't even remember what your question was again. Started rambling.
Just keys to what your success has
Oh,
been
yeah,
as
keys.
well.
Yeah, I think a lot of it's just putting a lot of faith in the training staff and trust in Ruben and, like I said, attacking on my game plan and not trying to rush things, just, using the pitches, be as efficient as possible while still, pitching my game. And obviously the scenario of when I came back in the year and the importance of how well the team was playing to not be the rock dragging guys back down, when Cease and Martin and Dylan were throwing so well. So, yeah, some of it's the atmosphere and the environment that I was, thrusted into when I did come back. And another part is, past experiences telling me that I need to do this the right way.
For Fernando, this has been a really good offensive team all year, batting average-wise, scoring runs-wise. What do you feel stands out about this lineup in particular, top to bottom, with the different guys you have?
Everybody just staying on their true strength. I feel like everybody in this lineup know what they're capable of, a hitter, and then they're practicing just the right way. And, everybody's just seeing the game and playing the game, just as simple as that. And, we have stay really true to ourselves, and that's what has been our key so far.
You got Dennis on the far left.
For both of you, I'll start with you, Joe, if you don't mind. What was it like watching the doubleheader, if you did watch yesterday, and maybe not knowing until the end who you're going to face, and what do you make of the advantage you guys have coming in with them flying across the country and everything?
Yeah, I don't think we take a whole lot of weight into, their schedule and who's available and, the fact that they had to travel across country. It's a playoffs, man, and everyone's ready to go. I think they could have gotten in at 2 o'clock today and felt pretty good about getting out on the field and playing in playoffs. So, we're not taking that as us having the upper hand going into it, whether it looks that way or not. It's a really competitive team, and I think when the moment calls, guys in this level can step up and rise to the occasion. So, the format and the layout of how the games worked out for them obviously, puts them in a little bit of a hole with the travel and all that stuff. But, we expect them to be ready to go and ready to play.
Fernando, did you watch any of those games yesterday, and what do you make of this matchup?
I didn't watch it.
It's exciting games, though, man. The first game was nuts, back and forth, and you can only imagine how the Diamondbacks feel watching that game and knowing that Sale's not throwing going into game 2, feeling like they got a good chance. But, it was a wild 2 games.
Fernando, I'm wondering, with the leg, how does it feel compared to when you first came back from the IL?
It's getting better through the games, and probably the more I ramp it up, it feels the better. So I feel really confident where I'm at and ready to go.
Is there a percent you can put on it? Like what percent of full strength you're at with the leg right now?
It comes and goes, but I feel good where I'm at. So I wouldn't put any number. I just some days I feel a little bit more tired than other, but I feel really good playing baseball. So.
We'll do Jeff in the front and then to Tony.
Fernando, everyone was watching the game yesterday. Why did you choose not to?
Get his haircut.
Team workout. No, but yeah, just checking in with medical staff and just got involved during the day.
When did you find out who the Braves were starting today, and how does that affect your preparation?
I found out today, so still doesn't affect my preparation. I feel like I just bring my talent every day to the field just to show up and post.
We'll finish up with Tony.
Joe, given how you guys got in 22 versus how you guys got in this year, is there a different feeling coming into this playoff series than there was in 22?
Yeah. I think the consistent level of base that we've played, in the entire second half, gives us a lot of confidence going in. I think we have a clear understanding of who our team is and how we operate, and everyone knows what they're, what's expected of them and what their role is. In 22, there was a sense of, I don't know how we're doing this, but we're going to keep doing it. There wasn't really a clear-cut, format for us or, an identity that, we can rely on. It was kind of just getting hot at the right time and riding the wave of the energy of the playoffs. This is a position that we expected to be in, from spring training on, and Schilt has been adamant about that all year, about, reinstilling that in our minds that we are going to be in this position at the end of the year. So I think mentally a lot of us are more prepared for this moment, and whereas in 22, we were a little bit out of it and we made a run and got hot at the right time, and like I said, there just wasn't a whole lot of clarity on, what our team was. This is the same team that we've had since spring, approach-wise, mentality-wise. So the additions that we've made at the deadline, strengthen that. So I feel like we're, at all-time high in confidence and understanding of, how our team operates best and what we need to do.